So Jensen Wong, the CEO of Nvidia, just dropped a bombshell. They just released an AI agent that can do absolutely everything for you, but is actually secure. They dubbed it NemoClaw, and it's based on OpenClaw's open source model. However, it's just secure. How is it secure? Well, let's take an example. On the left side, we have OpenClaw. On the right side, we have NemoClaw. With Open, you have your agent running, but it has access to your internal file system as well as the network, which means it can access sensitive data on your hardware, but then also release it to the internet with no controls, no rules, and it works in an autonomous fashion. Nemo, on the other hand, also works the exact same way with one added benefit. It now whitelists everything, meaning it cannot access anything unless you specifically tell it to. So you can open up specific websites, you can open up specific file systems or your local Wi-Fi or your local Bluetooth, and then it would have access to only those specific things, giving you the power of everything OpenClaw is, but then also giving you peace of mind so you're not one of the million people with open vulnerabilities using OpenClaw. So in this video, I'm going to install NemoClaw, set it up exactly how you need to on your Windows system, and then I have a use case that's going to really test the limits of what this can do. And if successful, this is going to change the world. Let me set up the problem that we're going to solve so you can follow along. I have a newsletter that gets created automatically through a Make automation. This runs every night, and then it goes and pulls out the latest articles on AI technology, on business, on Go High Level, and a number of other things. It aggregates all of that data, and then using Gemini, it builds an HTML-based newsletter. It has interactive polls, it has recipes, it has prompts that you can plug into an LLM and actually produce things right away. It's a pretty cool newsletter, I think. And then it takes all that information and then sticks it into a Google Drive document. Here's what that drive looks like, and you can see this is the latest document that came out at 2:35 a.m. Now, every day, my job is to come over here and open this document up, grab all the HTML code like this, copy it, bring it into beehive.com, start writing a post, open up a blank draft, click the plus sign right here, go down, HTML snippet, and then paste the code in here, click preview, and this is what the newsletter looks like. Agent feature, it's got the date, it's got a nice little summary of the latest information, and look, it's actually pulled NemoClaw as the latest breaking news in AI, which is fantastic. Here are the prompts you can plug into LLMs. It's got the recipes, money-making tactics, polls, all sorts of cool things. Everything you want inside a newsletter. Then I would add things like ads to a network, click the ad that I want, plug it in, and now whoever receives this newsletter and they click on this ad, I make $1.50 per click. Come up with a clever title to get people to open the email, and then hit next, next again, like and comment, next, upload a nice little image. I had Nano Banana build, and then hit review, and then schedule and publish now, and publish. So that's it. I want my AI agent to be able to do that every day through the browser, get around multi-factor authentication, which is a huge issue with these automations, and then just manage my newsletter. So now let's go build this thing. NVIDIA's homepage right here shows NemoClaw. We can use their GitHub, we can try it now, and they even give you very simple instructions. In the terminal, we do a curl command, which allows you from your terminal, your command line interface, to access a website and then pull down the latest and greatest. In this case, it's NemoClaw. You can also do this through an agent if you're already running one, just by simple prompting, and that'll solve it as well. Open up PowerShell, and you can't just throw in the curl command. You're just going to throw errors, like for example this. You need Windows subsystem for Linux, which allows you to run Linux commands inside Windows. So it will download a bunch of programs and files to allow you to run this. So you have to say WSL install and install WSL first. Now, if you have a Linux system already, you can just go ahead and run the command. But for the Windows users, you have to do this. Let's pick a username, Sonic Combinator, which is my free Skool community that you can jump in and get all sorts of automations and cool tips and tricks like this. Plus, I help you run your business, so join me there. Enter, make a password, retype it, and then installation successful. Now we need to give permissions to the system for NemoClaw to be able to run. Here's our WSL configuration file that we need to update. So jump into the etc folder by doing a cd/etc like this, and let's change systemd to equal true instead of false, and then end of file. So elevate permissions, update the conf file, and then change systemd to true, and then end of file, and put in your password, and now configuration file updated. So let's open up PowerShell, do a WSL shutdown. Very cool. Let's go ahead and open up WSL again. Okay, and we're back into the terminal. Let's see if is system running, and sure enough, it's running. Outstanding. Let's clear our screen, and this is where we want to plug in the curl command. And now it starts installing. Beautiful. Checksums matched, so it's the actual file that's on the website. Very nice. Installs Node.js, so allows our Windows system to communicate via JavaScript, and now it's installing NemoClaw. Okay, couple of issues. Current shell, I need to update the path. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and say this is where NemoClaw should be running. Source bash harsh. Okay, for the second one, it says Docker is not running, and NemoClaw needs to run inside a secure room, so it's not on our hard drive specifically, interacting with all of the unsecure areas. It's going to be in its own secure room. And we're going to put that into a Docker container. So let's go to docker.com and then download Docker for Windows. Downloaded, and now let's install Docker. Think of it like this cube right here is Docker, and then inside your AI agent is there just working on your Beehive newsletter, but it doesn't have access to your local data, local files. This is the root cause of why NemoClaw is so much more secure. Okay, Docker installed, super easy, close. And now for our next command, NemoClaw onboard. That's what Jensen said, that's what we do. Okay, let's fire up Docker. Should be installed on your computer. Double click the icon, hit accept. Let's go and authenticate, why not? We need some permissions, multi-factor authentication, H5, and verify. Verification good, and let's proceed. Now starting the Docker engine. Once it's set up, let's go over to settings, let's go to resources and WSL integration, and let's turn on Ubuntu and then apply and restart. Okay, good to go. Now, according to Nvidia's website, we have to put board. So we jump back into WSL and make sure we restart just in case. Shutdown command and start it up again. And let's see if Docker is running. Docker PS. Okay, everything looks good. And now we're ready for NemoClaw onboard. And pre-flight checks. Docker is running. Password that we set up earlier. CLI, open shell, GPU detected, and then downloading a gateway. Now we have our Docker container built, which is this cube, and running that command now installs NemoClaw, which is this AI agent, into the box. Great. NemoClaw, active gateway. Now we're going to create the sandbox. Let's call it Tails Room. Well, that took forever, and now we have this. So let's go make an API key from Nvidia, email, create an account, MFA, continue, and submit. Give it an account name and then create. Takes you straight to this page. That's nice. Generate a key. Give the key a name. 12 months sounds good. Generate key. Okay, bring the key over here and paste. Once you paste the key and then hit enter, you move on. Well, that's kind of cool. So the policy already has some presets. Like it'll allow you to communicate with Telegram right off the bat, out of the box. Slack is fine. All of Jira, Docker, Discord, all these other things are fine. Let's say yes. Okay, this is very promising. So we have a sandbox that Nvidia created. It's called Tails Room, and we're running the Nvidia Cloud API key. And in order to start, we can do NemoClaw Tails Room Connect. Let's go. And now I'm in the sandbox at Tails Room. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We have an OpenClaw file, a NemoClaw, and those are the only files NemoClaw sees right now. If you did this something equivalent in OpenClaw, the original, you'd probably see your entire C directory of your computer. This shows that the security is locked down to only show the files that's within this sandbox. Okay, so let's exit out of that. Okay, so according to Gemini, we can just put NemoClaw run sandbox Tails Room and then give it the task. So I give it the task of open the browser, go to Google Drive, and then go to Beehive. So it's NemoClaw Tails Room task, and then the whole prompt within quotes. Hit enter. Okay, I guess that's not the way to use this. Now let's jump back into, so NemoClaw Tails Room, jump back into the sandbox, and then throw in the command over here. Okay, that did something. NemoClaw registered. Okay, so we're definitely connected. This is great. We just connected our system through the Nvidia API into NemoClaw. And now we just have to figure out the syntax of how to actually give it commands. So I basically asked it to help me, like, how do I communicate with you? And it says, I speak fluent Bash, mild sarcasm, and aggressive tab completion energy. Great. Okay, so you say OpenClaw, NemoClaw, options, and then a command. These are the options, and then here's the command. Thank you. We do connect, launch, migrate onboard, status. And here's something to note as well. Today is March 18th, and this version is March 11th. Literally 6 days ago is when this came out. Well, it was launched yesterday, but officially created on the 11th. And notice it's still OpenClaw. The NemoClaw is just a wrapper that secures everything from OpenClaw. That wrapper blocks OpenClaw from communicating with everything out of the box. So once we jump in, we should really be speaking with OpenClaw. Okay, tech force. Let's try that. Okay, tech force seemed to work a little bit, but then I ran into this issue, resolving blueprint, and then blueprint fetch not yet implemented. So let's go ahead and make that permission denied. Okay, how about sudo? Okay, not in the sandbox, we have to make it on the computer. Okay, let's jump back into the computer and then make the directory, which is made. Okay, and then we also have the YAML file in there. Now we read the OpenClaw sandbox YAML, and it is completely empty. Okay, so I'm just gonna build folders as I think they should be, and then I'm gonna tell Gemini to build me a policy that we can plug into this YAML. So Control X and enter. Make a folder for Chrome profile over here, and then go back into the YAML file. Now Gemini's wrote me this nice one here. Okay, so we can write to the agent workspace and the Chrome profile. Okay, and fix all sorts of bugs that it found itself, and then access to Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Accounts, and then the beehive that we need, the app and the API. Perfect. Okay. Control O, enter, wrote 40 lines, then Control X. Now let's go back into the room. NemoClaw Tails Room Connect, and now let's launch it. NemoClaw Tails Room Connect, we already did that. And then OpenClaw NemoClaw Launch Force. And still, blueprint fetch not yet implemented. Oh, I see. Because we created the policy, but the same room existed, we never updated the configuration of the room. So we have to remove that room, that cube that the agent was sitting in, and then create a new one because the new policy is going to apply to it. Let's exit out of here. See if NemoClaw Tails Room destroy and then connect. Instead of connect, let's try onboard because we have to build a room again. And so it'll go through its pre-flight checks, build a room, then we can walk into the room and then attempt to launch again. Okay, now going through the correct way, NemoClaw onboard, and then it does all of its checks. And then step 2, starting the OpenShell gateway, downloads a bunch of files, and then step 3 is what we're on, creating the sandbox. So let's give it the name again. Tails Room. Entire sandbox is created, 22 steps. It was done before, so these go really quickly this time. And now we're pushing the sandbox into the Nvidia gateway. So trying to send over a gig worth of a sandbox just timed out. It failed. So let's try it again. Ooh, work, uploaded to gateway. Troubleshooting has to continue, but here's where we are so far. The security aspect of it requires us to run this within a Docker container. So we were in Kubernetes running a Docker container and then communicating with multiple isolated sandboxes. That created quite a lot of blind spots and difficulty in communicating between those various touch points. And then we had the issue of the hard-coded logic for version being latest. We basically did a manual patch of JavaScript in the resolve and verified JavaScript files. And so we have Docker running on the host, then we're inside the sandbox, and to communicate, we had to set up a relay to tunnel those Docker commands back to the host. And because the sandbox is isolated and we also don't have tools like sudo or OpenShell within the sandbox environment, we had to then inject those binaries from the host into the sandbox. So what did we learn so far? One is this is still an alpha release, so there's going to be some issues. So don't trust defaults that are just shipped out by a company. And when you're dealing with a layer of security like this, you also put a damper on permissions. And you have to balance the two. It can't just be completely locked down, otherwise you can't do anything. And if you're trying to run this yourself and running into issues, take a look at the network settings as well, because that is creating a little bit of a challenge to figure out the communication between WSL, Docker, IP versions, and even firewalls. So I would say this version is ready for engineers and coders who understand Docker, who understand network layers. But for the general use person who's maybe dabbed into OpenClaw a little bit, I would wait. I'll continue to troubleshoot it some more and see if I can get it to work, because ultimately I want that solution. I want to be able to launch this newsletter and have my agent access it through the browser and be able to do everything that I can behind a computer and not get bogged down with MFA, even though I've given it permission. So stay tuned for the next video and check out agentrage.com for the agents that we have built with Claude Code and are already performing business actions for people for pennies on the dollar. We'll see you soon. If you want to do this yourself and you just need a little bit of help, join my Skool community, use my high-level affiliate link, and I will help you. Revenue that I generate from that, 20% of it goes into paid ads, and the leads, I share them with my community. With my affiliate link, you get a 30-day extended trial, plus a bootcamp that you can go through. I have a 15-part course that gets you from initial idea all the way to operational agency. You'll get hundreds of pre-built AI agents ready to go, workflows, automations, website templates. I also have 40 plus businesses and marketing courses that you can then sell to your members. I'm heavily involved in my community. I join 7 days a week so you can have one-on-ones with me where we can build things, we can do think tanks and come up with business ideas. You can even join my businesses where I show you what I'm doing day in and day out. Everything is completely free until I get to maximum capacity. Join now.